Yes. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, ma'am.
After a long time, isn't it? How are your exams? How was it? Unmute and say. Lost that habit. It was fine. Okay. Did you get the marks?
No, ma'am.
Not yet. Okay, fine. And how was psychology?
It was fine.
Who said that? Abhiram. It was fine. Rest of you? Not even looking at you. How was it? Amar Roshan, how was it?
MCQ was good because of the sample questions.
Sample questions, revisions. Okay. Fine. So we shall continue with chapter 5. You remember anything from that? What was the chapter about? Long back. Take page number 86. We were learning about sensory, attentional, and perceptual processes. Okay, sensation, attention, and perception. These are the basic processes. Am I wrong? Because even I read the textbook long way back. Same chapter, right? Or did we complete it? No. Yeah, we just started it before the revision. So sensation, attention, and perception. These are the three processes that we'll be studying in this chapter. We just did an introduction to it. And today we'll be learning about the sense modalities. Sense modalities in page number 86. 86. Have you heard of thresholds? Threshold. Have you heard of thresholds? Anywhere? Yes, where? Or use the word threshold in a sentence. If you don't know to explain what it is. Usually in lower classes in Malayalam, we have this, no? To use a particular word in a sentence, to frame a sentence using a particular word. Just like that, using threshold, frame a sentence. Right? Sanam, have you heard of threshold before? Yes. In what context did you hear about it?
Sentences.
Huh?
Like the lower part of the door.
Sorry?
The lower part of the door, it's on the floor. It's like a piece of wood.
Lower part of what?
A door, it's like a piece of wood.
I did not understand. Wood.
Ma'am, it's like a piece of wood. It's like on the floor, like parallel to the door.
Parallel to the road.
Yeah.
Okay. Threshold. Where have you heard of it? Other than that.
Ma'am, threshold is something you have to cross for something to happen. I've heard it in chemistry called a threshold frequency.
Okay. More scientific. Then. Anywhere else? In daily life, don't you use these terms? Threshold?
Threshold means when putting a coffee into a sugar, it become not.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah. I saw you
and
reading the textbook. Okay,
And
okay.
we knowing it is a threshing means we knowing means in the rice we want
Rice, sugar, coffee, too much.
no rice we should changing the way.
You should add coffee to rice now. Coffee pudding. Just a minute. Okay. Anywhere else where you have heard of thresholds other than the textbook knowledge? No, that's it. Have you heard people say I've reached my threshold of, suffering? I can't take it anymore. Yes? Yes or no? No. Okay. We'll be discussing about thresholds in this session, and before that, we'll see about the sense modalities. Just an introduction. We'll watch a video if we get time. Okay. So sense modalities. Who'll read? Sanam. Start reading. 86.
Our sense organs provide us with first-hand information about our external and or internal world. The initial experience of a stimulus or an object registered by a particular sense of organ is called a sensation.
Sense organ is called sensation. Underline that. Please underline that. The initial experience of a stimulus or an object registered by a particular sense organ is called sensation. So the initial experience that we get or the first-hand information that we get about anything around us or inside us, that is the basic sensation. That is the process of sensation. Okay. And how many sense organs do we have?
5.
5. Okay. Continue.
It is a process through which we detect and encode a variety of physical stimuli.
Yeah.
Sensation also refers to immediate basic experiences of stimulus, attributes such as hard, warm, loud, and blue, which result form appropriate stimulation of a sensory organ. Different sense organs deal with different forms of stimuli and serve different purposes. Each sense organ is highly specialized for dealing with a particular kind of information. Hence, each one of them is known as a sense modality.
Yes, each of them is sense modality because each sense organ helps us in different types of sensations, isn't it? So we have different sense modalities also based on different sense organs and their functions or based on their types. Okay. So basically, how many sense modalities do we have? There are 5 sense organs. So obviously, there will be 5 sense modalities also. Okay. And it is to be noted that it functions together. Like when you're right now, when you're attending class, your vision, that is working, isn't it? Auditory sensation, that is also working. And if you're munching something, switching off the video, then your other senses are also working, like the touch sensation, your taste, and also the smell. Fine. Okay. Now, functional limitations of sense organs. That is a topic where we are discussing about these thresholds. Okay, functional limitations, which means when these sense organs and these sensory modalities or sense modalities are functioning, there are certain limitations for them. Okay. They are mainly explained in terms of 2 thresholds, absolute threshold and difference threshold. We'll be learning only about them in this section. And have you heard of psychophysics? No. Okay. There is a field of study called psychophysics. It studies all these thresholds, the relationship between stimuli, their differences, the threshold differences for different stimuli, and such things. Okay. The relationship between the stimulus and also the sensations they evoke. That is dealt with by the field of study called psychophysics. So thresholds and all comes under psychophysics. So a bit of psychology and also the physics together. And we'll just watch a video and come back. It's about the two thresholds. They have explained in a very simple manner. You'll understand most probably. So we'll watch what really happened in the video. Which sense modality was involved?
Hearing.
Hearing, auditory sensation. We call it auditory sensation. Okay. Or audition. Simply, we can call it audition also. And now what happened is there was some music being played in the stereo. And to understand absolute threshold, what this person did was he slowly increased the volume from 0 to higher levels, one by one. Okay. Now, if you could hear it at 5, if the volume is 5, if you could hear it, then that is your threshold. Any values after 5 is audible to you. Now, it depends on the person. Like if it is a very old person, then obviously threshold will be a higher value, isn't it? They need to hear a sound of a higher decibel and a higher frequency. Understand? So maybe they'll have some 10 or 20, depending on the person and the interest and everything, it differs. The threshold differs. So we cannot say that there is a fixed value for thresholds. Depends on the person, depends on the motivation of the individual who's hearing. If there is a person who is not interested in this music, obviously they won't listen, isn't it? Maybe if it is played very loud, they'll notice or they'll attend to it, or they can even sense it. That is a difference. Okay, so absolute threshold and difference threshold. In difference threshold, what happened? It's also known as just noticeable difference. That means the point where you can actually identify or recognize or sense the difference between two stimuli. That is the difference threshold, or different values of the same stimuli. Here, that's music played in the background. That was the stimulus. And there were different volumes. Between 10 and 20, you could easily find the difference, isn't it? But between 19 and 20, you can hardly find it. But if it is again made to 15 and 20, sometimes you can easily find out. So the point where you can actually find out, where you start identifying or sensing the difference, that is your difference threshold. Clear? Okay, we'll just go through the textbook portion and then I'll explain with more examples. Okay, let's take page number 86 again. Functional limitations of sense organs. Abhiram, can you start reading?
Yes, ma'am. Functional limitations of sense organs. Before we move on to a discussion of sense organs, it is important to note that our sense organ function with certain limitations. For example, our eyes cannot see things which are very dim or very bright. Similarly, our ears cannot hear very faint or very loud sounds.
Yes.
The same is true for other sense organs also. As human beings, we function within a limited range of stimulation. For being noticed by a sensory receptor, a stimulus has to be of an optimal intensity of magnitude or magnitude. The relationship between stimuli and the sensations they evoke has been studied in a
Called
discipline called psychophysics.
Psychophysics. Yes, underline
Psychophysics.
that. Relationship between the stimulus and the sensation that they evoke. That is being studied in a field of study or a discipline known as psychophysics. Okay. And the lines before that, the examples are quite self-descriptive, isn't it? For you to hear, there should be a particular intensity or magnitude. For you to see also, there should be a particular amount of light in front of you. Or if it is too bright, obviously you cannot see it, isn't it? Okay.
In order to be noticed, a stimulus has to carry a minimum value or weight. The minimum value of a stimulus required to activate a given sensory system is called absolute threshold or absolute limit.
Okay,
For
absolute
example,
limit.
if you add a
You had a
For example,
yes, continue.
For example, if you add a granule of sugar to a glass of water, you may not experience any sweetness in that water. Addition of a second granule to water may also not take it taste sweet. But if you go on adding sugar granules one after another, there will come a point when you will say that the water is now sweet. The minimum number of sugar granules required to say that the water is sweet will be absolute limit of sweetness.
Absolute limit of sweetness. Okay, enough. So that is absolute limit or absolute threshold. That is another name for absolute threshold. That is absolute limit. Okay, similarly for difference threshold, we call it difference limit. So short forms would be AL and DL respectively. Now we'll see the example given here. Sugar granules, you're familiar with sugar granules, the small sugar crystals. Okay, so what we do is in a glass or container of water, we are adding 1 or 2 granules of sugar. Okay, in this we are adding 1 or 2 granules of sugar. Just 2 granules are there, and we try to dissolve it in that water or whatever liquid form is present inside the container. Okay, will you be able to feel the sweetness or taste the sweetness? Most probably not, isn't it? But if you add just half a teaspoon or quarter a teaspoon of this, what do you call, sugar granules, will you be able to feel, or will you be able to sense it, the taste? Probably. Depends on the individual. Okay, so that value where you can actually sense the sweetness of the sugar granules in this water, that would become your absolute threshold. Understood? Yes. For some people, it might be a quarter of this quarter teaspoon of these sugar granules. For some people, it might be 1 teaspoon of sugar granules, and it depends. Like when you go to a restaurant and you order coffee, maybe you and your friends are hanging out in the evening and you're ordering coffee, and some of your friends say, no, this doesn't have sugar in it, but you might drink it happily because for you that is the threshold. You have already sensed it, but for them threshold might be a bit higher, so they might need more amount of sugar so that they sense the amount of sweetness in it. Understood? That is the absolute threshold. So absolute threshold is a minimum value or minimum amount of the stimulus required, or the intensity required, or the magnitude of the stimulus required for you to notice it or for you to sense it. Understood? Okay, and always note the absolute threshold is not a fixed value. It's not a fixed value for everyone, and even for yourself it might change. Like your absolute threshold for sweetness might not be the same when you were a kid of 3 years old and when you're an adult of 32 years old. That might also differ. Did you understand absolute threshold? Okay, and there is a small paragraph regarding this absolute threshold. We'll see that, then go to difference threshold. It may be noted at this point that the AL is not a fixed point. Please underline that. Absolute limit, it's not a fixed point. Instead, it varies considerably across individuals and situations depending on people's organic conditions and their motivational states. Organic conditions means the bodily conditions. Okay, the physical conditions, the amount of chemicals and hormones and other stuff in the body. Depends on that also. Again, motivational states. I told you about the interest of individuals, the motivation to sense that particular thing. All these differs. Another example is while you were at a function. If you're sitting alone, obviously the small sounds coming from your environment, you might easily sense it. Okay, but take a different situation where you're not really motivated to listen to the other sounds because you have your close ones around you. You're doing your chit chat, you're doing all your gossips and all the loose talks with them, and you're enjoying that time. So you won't be listening to other stimulus, other sound sensations coming from around, isn't it? So based on that also, but suppose if loud music or Bollywood song is played in a very loud volume in that particular environment, obviously you'll notice that because the threshold will be higher. Understood? That's the difference. So motivation different depending on the motivation or motivational aspects, then depending on the organic conditions of the individual or the bodily conditions of the individual, depending on the situation, depending on the individual, these absolute limit or absolute threshold keeps on changing. Fine. Then what happens? Hence, we have to assess it on the basis of a number of trials. Okay. So there are techniques to find out your absolute threshold, but just one trial of testing or just one time of testing, that is not enough to find that this is your absolute threshold. So what should we do instead? The number of sugar granules that may produce the experience of sweetness in water on 50% of occasions will be called the AL of sweetness. If you add more number of sugar granules, the chances are greater that the water will be reported more often as sweet than plain. That is, if we are conducting 10 trials, that is, we are adding sugar granules, we are tasting it. You're adding sugar granules to a new container with the same amount of water and a slightly different amount of sugar granules, and then you're tasting it. And if you're doing 10 trials like that with different amount of, what do you call these, sugar granules, 50% of the time, if you have got a particular value, then that is your threshold. Okay. So 50% of 10 means how many? At least 50% should be there. How many? What is the 50% of 10?
5.
5. If you have got it 5 times at least, then that is your absolute threshold. Understood? Now, if you're doing 100 times, then 50% of that means at least 50 trials, you have to get this particular value. That is, say, in this example, maybe half a teaspoon or close to half a teaspoon. You have got this, you have done this 100 times and you have got values as 50. I mean, 50 times you have got these values or closer to this value. So that becomes your absolute threshold. Understood? Okay. Then what is next? As it is not possible for us to notice all stimuli, it is also not possible to differentiate between all stimuli. That is where difference threshold comes in. In order to notice two stimuli as different from each other, there has to be some minimum difference between the value of those stimuli. The smallest difference in the value of two stimuli that is necessary to notice them as different is called difference threshold or difference limit. Underline that. Difference threshold or difference limit. It's like, understand it like this. Suppose there are two identical twins. There'll be some or the other factor that is present to differentiate between the two, isn't it? Maybe a mole or a birthmark or something like that. Okay, so that will be the difference threshold. Understood? That is similar to a difference threshold. If there are two sets of music, and there is only a slight difference in a maybe in the second stanza or something, that becomes the difference threshold. Okay. Otherwise, the small amount of volume, just as we saw in the video, that also becomes the difference threshold. So the minimum amount of or the intensity or magnitude required to differentiate between two stimulus or two intensity or two magnitude of the same stimulus, that is your difference threshold. Understood? Just read the definition once more. The smallest difference in the value of two stimuli that is necessary to notice them as different is called difference threshold or difference limit. Now I'll give you another example. Suppose if you're usually artists mix two colors and form combinations, isn't it? And there are different shades and hues for a particular color. Even for red, there are different variants. Even for rose, light rose, there are different variants, isn't it? Depending on the amount of red color mixed, or depending on the amount of white color mixed in it, there are different shades and hues. Okay, so how can you differentiate between the two? The amount of white color added, that can be considered. And maybe if you add 2 drops, you can easily differentiate between one is darker and one is a lighter one. The other is a lighter one. If you can differentiate with 2 drops, then that means that 2 drops of white paint is the difference threshold. The 2 will be the value. Okay, now if 3 drops are required, 3 drops of white paint is required to differentiate between the two, then that the value 3 becomes the difference threshold. Understood now? So the smallest difference, if you can differentiate with the 2 drops, then that becomes a difference threshold, not 3. Okay, for some individuals it will be 3. If you add only 3 drops of the white color, then only that person can differentiate. Then that means 3 is the value for difference threshold for that particular person. All right. Again, difference threshold also varies from person to person, depending on the motivation, depending on the organic conditions, and so on. So smallest difference to make a difference. That is the difference threshold. For absolute threshold, it is the smallest difference which is required for you to sense it. First one is to sense, second one is to make the difference. To sense the difference. Understood? Then, to understand it, we may continue with our sugar water experiment. As we have seen, the plain water is experienced as sweet after the addition of certain number of sugar granules. Let us remember the sweetness. Say that is half a teaspoon. We have fixed that. Okay. Now, the next question is, how many sugar granules will be needed in the water in order to experience its sweetness as different from the previous sweetness? Like when you add half a teaspoon, you can sense the sweetness. Okay, now you'll tell, suppose your mom is making this lemonade and she's adding half a teaspoon in that, and then she'll ask you if it's sweet or not. So you'll say it's sweet, but it's not sweet enough. So she'll have to add some more quantity of this sugar inside and then stir and then prepare it and give it to you, isn't it? Then if you can make a difference between that value and the current value, then that means that is your difference threshold. Understood? So you should add in small quantities, just like the person in the video. What did that person do? He did not go directly to 20, isn't it? He slowly went on from smaller values, and then if it was not working, he went to a higher value. Then only he got the difference threshold. Otherwise, what will happen? You will miss the difference threshold value there if you go directly from 10 to 20. To show you the difference, that person turned the value from the smaller to higher and from higher to the smaller value. Okay. Yes. So go on adding sugar granules one after another, tasting the water each time. See, that is important, tasting the water each time, because you have to know if you can sense it or not, to sense the difference or not. And then after addition of a few granules, you'll notice at a point that the water is now sweeter than the previous one. The number of sugar granules added to the water to generate an experience of sweetness that is different from the previous sweetness on 50% of occasions will be called the DL of sweetness. Underline that. This is also same as the previous case. 50% of the time you have to get that value. Otherwise, we can't fix that this is the value, isn't it? If you get one time, then we cannot say this is the difference threshold. When I said about the colors example, the paint example, I told you about 2 drops, isn't it? 2 drops of the paint or 2 drops of white color. Suppose after 1 drop, I'm not going for 2, but I'm going for 5 drops. Will I be able to sense the difference? Yes or no? Actually, my threshold was 2. I did not know that. But after adding 1 drop, I got impatient and I directly added 5 drops of the white paint to that rose color. Will I be able to make a difference between the two sets of paint or the 2 sets of shade that I've got? Yes or no? Yes or no? Tell me something. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Now, in the I don't know if we guessed it or not. Okay. Now, when we take the sweets example, the sugar granules example, I think that's more simple. What was our threshold? Absolute threshold was half a teaspoon of sugar. Okay. So there is this glass or this container, and the next set of containers are kept here. Okay, for testing. Now, in the first few ones, I added and I got my absolute threshold. That was half a teaspoon, isn't it? Now I'm directly adding some 20 teaspoons to this container. Will I be able to notice a difference between too much sugar? First one and this one. Will I be able to sense a difference between the first half a teaspoon sugared water and this 20 teaspoons of sugar inside this water?
Yes.
Yes, I will be able to, isn't it? Because it's a huge difference. But if I keep thinking that 20 teaspoons is my difference threshold, is it right? I have not checked for the values before that. Is it right? Most probably not. Isn't it? So I should go from the smaller values to the higher one. Suppose if I reach just 1.5 teaspoons, maybe I can make a difference between that sweetness and the sweetness. Or maybe 1 teaspoon is more than enough for me at times to sense the difference between the first container and the second container. So the 1 teaspoon becomes the difference threshold and not 20. Okay, now to know a difference between this container, which contains 20 teaspoons, I have to add more sugar, isn't it? I have to keep on adding sugar and I have to taste it each time I add the smaller quantities. And finally, when I get a value, maybe 20 and half or 22 or 23, I can taste the difference between this container and this, I mean the sugar water in this container and this container. Then that becomes my difference threshold for the next level of sweetness. Understood? Yes. So I have to do, if I have got a threshold and I have to keep on testing that to understand that this is my difference threshold. So if you are doing, again, as I told before, if you are doing it 20 times, and that means 50% of it should be the same value or similar values. Close to this, if it is 20, then it should be close to 20, 19, 20, 21. Or most of the times it should be 20 again. Understood. Then only it will be called as a difference threshold or a difference limit. Is that clear? Yes. Okay. Then what happens here? Do you underline that sentence? The 50% of occasions. Please underline that. Then, thus difference threshold is the minimum amount of change, please underline, in a physical stimulus that is capable of producing a sensation difference on 50% of the trials. That is the definition. Difference threshold is the minimum amount of change in a physical stimulus that is capable of producing a sensation difference on 50% of the trials. All right. Okay. Now, last paragraph. Eva, can you read?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
You may realize. Yes, yes.
You may realize by now that understanding of sensations is not possible without understanding the AL and DL of different types of stimuli, for example, visual, auditory. But that is not enough. Sensory processes do not depend only on the stimulus characteristics. Sense organs and the neural pathways connecting them to various brain centers also play a vital role in this process. A sense organ receives a stimulus and encodes it as an electrical impulse. For being noticed, this electrical impulse must reach the higher brain centers. Any structural or functional defect or damage in the receptor organ, its neural pathway, or the concerned brain area may lead to a partial or complete loss of sensation.
Complete loss of sensation. It's just a general topic. Okay. Now, when you and your friend, both of you are walking through a street. Imagine both of you are walking through a street. Now, you were talking about something, maybe a film that you watched recently. Both of you watched recently. Okay. And you're just walking on the street and you hear somebody call out the name of this movie. And you then turn your heads and see whom that was. But your friend did not hear this. Why would it be?
Question again?
Yeah. You and your friend, both of you were walking through a street and you were talking about a film that you recently watched. And you hear the name of this movie being called out by somebody else on the street. And you turn your heads to see whom that was. But your friend did not hear this. Why would that be? Based on what we learned today.
And he has a different absolute threshold.
Who has
Because
a different absolute
his
threshold?
other friend.
The friend. Okay. So your friend's threshold would be lower or higher than yours?
Friend's threshold will be lower. Friend's threshold will be higher because he couldn't hear from them.
Yes, exactly. The friend could not hear that because the threshold level was higher. So if this person, the person whomever said this name of the movie, if that person would have been a bit more louder, then obviously the friend would have sensed it. Isn't it? The friend also would have sensed it. So would you be sensing that? Would you be sensing that if it was a bit louder?
Yes.
Yes. Why? Because your absolute threshold was lower again, isn't it? Yes. That is one application of absolute threshold. Now, again, if you want to call out to somebody, you have to reach that person's absolute threshold, isn't it? Then, if you want to be physically present in front of somebody, you have to reach that person's absolute threshold. It has to be clear again, you have to reach that person's absolute threshold. Now, in the beginning, I told you about the daily life usage of this term. That happens when there is a lot of stress happening in a person's life. There are people who say everything has reached the threshold, or there are people who say I've reached my threshold and I can't go further. Like there is a limit for everything. We always use that, no? But there is a limit for everything. If we have if somebody has reached that limit, then that means anything above that would be harmful for that person, or it might be even more stressful for that person. Drastic changes might occur for that person. Just like that, in psychophysics, the thresholds means it is the minimum value or the limit after which we can sense it. If it is absolute threshold, we can actually sense it. If it is a difference threshold, we can sense the difference between the two. That is the only difference between absolute and difference threshold. Do you understand? Yes. Any doubt in the topic? No? Please keep on reading the text daily. Okay. And yeah, we have one more hour today, no? We'll continue with the chapter. All right. Thank you. Wait. Attendance. Even I have lost this habit. Okay. Abdul? Abhinav? Present. Alina? Jason? Absent. Alina Varghese present. Devika? Yes. Emilyn? Eva present. Malavika?
Yes, ma'am.
Mary? Yeah. Mary is present. Meryl is present. Then Rose? Shreya? Abhiram? Abhijit? Yeah. Abhijit absent. Abhilash present. Amal Roshan
Yes, ma'am.
present. Kazuri present. Kevin is absent. Omar absent. Sanam present. Sandra is absent. Sanjana absent. Nestle is present. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.